Today we are taking this simple central machine. It's a 1x30 sander. It is a Harbor Fright special. You know, a lot of people have different opinions on these. I have another one in my shop that I use. I don't use it for grinding knives anymore. I used to. I used it for like 14 years before I built my 272. And it's still going strong. I still use it for handle shaping. I still use it for a lot of other things. But this one we're going to turn into a knife sharpening machine. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ditch the guard and the cover. Cover comes off pretty easy. Single belt or bolt, and the adjuster fell down there. No big deal. Don't need it anyways. Single screw comes right off of there. You can save this, maybe use it as a guard for something else somewhere someday. Right, so here's my thought about the mount. I was earlier thinking about drilling holes in here for the table, but this is aluminum, and it ain't real heavy aluminum. Over time, it could cause a problem. And I have a 2-year warranty on this. Something should happen to it, and I've modified it like that, the warranty's gone. I mean, it's only 50 bucks, but it's 50 bucks. So my thought is, I will modify it a little bit. I'll drill holes through these feet. They've already got holes started here. I'll just follow them through, and I'll use a bolt with a flat washer to mount them to my mount here, and you'll be able to tighten that in real good, and then this will act as a vibration dampener. So I figure a foot by a foot of angle iron for each side. Tilt this up here like so. And remember, this thing's going to be sitting up about that high, 2 inches or so. And that'll give us plenty of room for adjusting our tracking, our belt tracking. But then I can weld a piece of flat bar to connect these two pieces of angle iron coming in here. I'll make sure that they're this way. And then I can mount to that to come up for a table mount and brace it and everything so it doesn't move. We want to make sure that table's nice and firm. I want to make sure this is nice and firm. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to cut 2 or 4 pieces of 1 inch by 1 inch angle iron that I have laying around here somewhere. This is 1 inch by 1 inch. Then I have some of this bed rail here that I've used for different projects. I'm going to use it. I've got several pieces of this. Old bed rails, when you see them on the side of the road for free, they're not the best steel, but I would grab them up because they can be pretty good steel. So I got my steel cut. These are the pieces I'm going to use for the back, the up and down. So if I put it all the way up to the top, that'd sit pretty high, but I think it'd actually be pretty good. The plan is to put them just like this. Do a little bit of grinding on here still. And just like this. So the back feet used to be the feet, but they'll bolt in here. This will come down here. Same for the other side. Opposite. Big problem is it's hit the motor right there. Just barely. So up here, I'm just going to take just a little bit of this out. It'll be fine. Put that on its side. Actually not even touching it, but it's pretty close. So to give us some torque down room, here. So I'm just drilling out the feet. Using a 1/4 inch bit. I am using 1/4 inch bolts, 1/4 by 20 bolts. This thing isn't very heavy, so it'll hold up just fine. So I'm gonna mark one, transfer to the other. Divots. Come on, pin. Oh, there we go. And there it is. That's where our cutout's going to be. Wow. Did that on a chop saw. Those are perfectly same size. All right, so we got these drilled. Force it through these rubber grommets. There's that one. Here's this one. We made our little cutout. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. So now we need to make sure this is flat or square. Like this. You don't want your machine sitting at an angle. Even though we measured everything pretty close up to here, if we just went off just a little bit, by the time you get done to the finished product, you're going to see a tilt. See that? We're off by an 1/8 inch. Alright. That looks a lot better. It's a tiny bit more. Tiny bit. I would say it's about a 32nd. I can handle 32nd. I can tweak this around a little bit for 32nd. You're talking an 1/8? No, but a 32nd I can work with. So the angle iron, you have a rounded corner in here. So I grounded that off. So when I put my metal up, when I put them together like this, they will sit nice and flush. Do establish where this is going to go. Flat piece across here that will come up with a mount for our table. Square. Playing around here, I think I got it figured out. This piece is a little wider. Spread the legs out a little bit in the front, which is fine. Kind of got this cut it at a little bit of an angle. The way instead of the feet being straight, they're like this. Give it a little more stability. Close. Probably leave 1/16 of an inch. And I'll put a swivel here. This ain't the piece I'm using. This is a piece of knife steel. I'll get another piece. Put a swivel in here. The deck be about that wide. It'll tilt. When it tilts, it'll go forward. So, I need to make it high enough where I can go anywhere from 0 sturdy. Here's my mark, my piece of flat bar. It's kind of thin though. I'm gonna cut it. See what happens. I may double this up. I got plenty. I might just double it up. Make it thicker and heavier. So I'll cut it this height. And I'll probably stack it, cut another piece, weld it. And then I'll use what's left of this for making the mount for the table. All right, let's get going and cut.